We interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Karina ready in her chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
But much to Laura Moore's chagrin, my mic is on now. Look at this. Look at this. You even got your own lower third. It's got Karina's name on it underneath you. You just barely see it.
That's all right. I don't have Twitter or anything, so, you know.
That's
as long
why
as my name is there,
I thought I took out the whole thing, but apparently I left Karina's name.
That's all right. Follow Karina. Listen to me now, but follow Karina.
Yeah, Karina should be back next week, I think.
Nice.
Hopefully. It's been I haven't seen her in a week and a half, so.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully for both you, because she'll be back, and for the rest of you, so you won't need to listen to me again.
I mean, we could always get another co-host. That's just wanted to give Kevin a break this week.
Yeah, really.
Doing this show with us every week, and he's trying to take a break, man. I just reached out to somebody to write this week's things you might not know because I'm too lazy to do it myself. I have the idea of what I want it to be about, but I don't feel like writing it.
Look at you outsourcing your creative output.
Yeah, I mean, well, I tried to do that last week for things you might not know for this past Monday's video. And what happened was, so I paid this dude $30 or $35 or whatever, right? And he, I'm like, hey, send me like sources for any images you use that aren't like public domain, and use, a background that's like me in a movie, that's like in a movie theater or something like that.
Yeah, all the legwork, procuring the images to fill out the video. Yeah.
All the shit that I didn't feel like doing, I asked this dude, hey, you can do this, right? He says, yeah, I can do that. And then he sends me back, literally the video was 6.5 minutes of me in front of a brick wall. So, Laura, I've already watched episode 3 of Killer Camp, so I'm well aware of what happens to our dear friend. Killer Camp is available if you have a VPN. You can go on ITV's website, and you switch to like a London or somewhere in the UK, and you can watch every episode right now. So I watched episode 3 because it was like, all right, that's the next one I haven't seen. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. That's why I put on Twitter this morning asking if it was okay to spoil a show, like what the rules were for spoiling a show that is like readily available, but only in one region.
Yeah.
That may or may not air here. So,
I mean, I haven't even heard of it, so, don't spoil it for me, because obviously I need to get a VPN now.
Right.
What is it? Is it any good?
So it's a reality show with all these people staying in a camp, but there's a killer. One of them is a killer.
Okay.
Or in cahoots with a killer and sets them up to be killed. And they have to try and weed out who the killer is.
Oh, so it's like Among Us, the TV show, that video game where you figure out who the imposter is.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I could see that.
I'll check it out.
I haven't watched. Yeah, every episode is now available on ITV. I watched episode 3 yesterday, and it was like, oh, damn. Like, all right, okay, I'll watch the rest of these later, but I don't have time right now. But one of our local friends of the show, Lexi Rain, is one of the campers this season.
Oh, nice.
So I kind of got into. It was on the CW. It was airing. They aired the first 2 episodes, and then they're like, yeah, we're just going to show reruns of this other show in this time slot now.
Great. Not even a mid-season replacement.
Yeah, no, they just started showing reruns of another show. Yeah, Bruce is the killer. Bruce is the name of the actual killer in the show. Anyway.
I was going to say spoiler alert, but...
Yeah, no.
I have the attention.
You'll get that from the first episode. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, but yes, I did absolutely. Hey, my mom liked the stream. Hi, Mom. Anyway, but yeah, I did check out. You know, I had to like change VPNs because I've been using like private internet access VPN (PIA), and that's been working for me to watch like Sabres games and watch like 49ers games. But it like trying to do ITV was just like, yeah, we can't air. We're having trouble with this video right now. So I'm like, let me try a different VPN. So I tried, what the fuck did I get? Like Express VPN, and that one worked. So it's like, okay, cool. I might just keep this so I can watch like region locked content, as long as it still works for Sabres games and Niners games. I'm good. Yeah. I got to try it on the iPad, see if that works, see if that spoofs the location at all, because the other one did not. I couldn't watch Sabres games on there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Like, Apple basically gridlocks everything. Yeah. I should get a VPN. I don't have one. I'm a simpleton. I just watch, Netflix that is directed towards the people of Buffalo.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, simple.
Laura's live streaming ITV right now. I never even heard of the channel until, like, the Killer Camp was like, hey, we're coming back. We're going to be on ITV in the UK. We're going to have all the episodes. And I guess they're airing them like starting this past Monday every night. So that's like one episode a night. So like right now, the episode that I was watching yesterday would be airing.
Okay.
And I'd ask him, I'm like, is this just going to air the one time, or can I watch it later, or what's going on? Because I'm not available through a couple of the episodes. And they're like, oh no, it's all going to be on the ITV hub, and you can stream them whenever. So it's the second biggest network in the UK, right? I guess.
Right. So that's like
I don't live in the UK. Yeah. I've never been to the UK.
It's like the 3,000th biggest network in the United States, then. I know that's an ignorant American thing to say. I'm just messing around. Laura asks, how am I doing? I'm doing great. I no longer have COVID.
Yeah, you recovered.
Yeah, I'm back.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Don't get COVID. It freaking sucks.
That was a scary little bit of time, like from when you were like, dude, I got COVID, to me like, dude, I don't have COVID.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I imagine that waiting period was terrible, and I felt terrible. I also kind of figured, like, if I got it, it was in public. I was with you at Bad Religion. That's probably where I got it, but for some reason I got it, and you didn't, which is great. But it sucked, and I felt bad that I might have almost given it to you, so I'm happy it came back negative, and I'm happy that I no longer have it.
I am glad you made a recovery and you're feeling better.
Yeah. Sorry again about the show. I can't believe that comedy of errors.
Dude, I really should have canceled that show. I really should have. Like, as soon as we were off that bill, like, I should have been like, guys, no, fuck it. But I'm like, I went through all this trouble to book these other two bands. We'll find somebody to cover tonight, and we'll do this show. It'll be great. And then I ended up having to pay the door guy and the sound guy out of my own pocket.
Oh, God.
So
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. It's not your fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's not at all your, like,
it's not, but I can still
I don't know
bad.
I don't know how well that original lineup was gonna draw. You know what I mean? So like,
what are you talking about? We're awesome.
I mean, we are, but yeah. John Johnson subscribed to Things You Might Not Know. He sent me he tagged me in a post the other day, and it was like, oh, the Buffalo Sabres drafted a fake player in 19... Like, yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, Taro Sugimoto.
This was literally the second video I ever did on my channel.
That is an awesome, like, nugget of trivia. That'll never happen again.
No.
That's so cool.
Yeah. You watch that video that I did of it, and you just see me looking down after every paragraph because I didn't have a teleprompter or anything of that nature at that point. I just had like a music stand with my script printed out. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, and I'm just looking down like right after I'm done reading the paragraph. So I didn't leave myself enough time to like cut and go back. So the very next week I had like I got a little thing that just sits on top of my camera and holds my phone so that it could tell me so that I could have my script. Now I have a like full on teleprompter. So
nice.
Yeah. Laura, go watch Things You Might Not Know then. Nobody's forcing you to watch the show.
Said I want to watch things you know.
Oh, things you know. Gotcha.
What kind of subversive meta TV presentation would that be?
That'd be interesting.
It's like things you know, and then it's just like simple math equations and the alphabet and stuff.
I don't know. I've definitely gotten comments on things you might not know. Like, we already know this.
I mean, somebody's going to know.
Like, yeah, okay, good for you. You knew this. Why are you watching this video then?
Yeah, and actually, like your title is very apt as well because it's things you might not know. So
right.
that encompasses the odd person that does know it.
That's what I said to the dude. I'm just like, yeah, the channel's called Things You Might Not Know. Some of these things you will know. You happen to know this one.
You're not special because you know things.
Now you need to things you might not know about the Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Like they were completely fucking hammered the whole time they were shooting the movie.
Yeah. I mean that would be an interesting one, but basically that whole movie is a thing you might not know unless you were, a kid in the 90s. It's got a cult following, but that movie was a bomb. It was weird.
I think I tried to watch it once. Tried.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool, and I think I'd get a kick out of it now just because it's so different from what you would expect any Mario movie to be, but it was just, I mean, it was bizarre. Like, the dinosaurs were actual, like, Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Like, Yoshi was like a velociraptor. The Goombas were like dudes in leather-spiked jackets with shrunken heads. It was bizarre.
Yeah, Kevin saw that shit in the theater. I think I tried to watch it once on like cable or something, and I'm just like, maybe not. We get to a conversation yesterday on Twitter because there's this. Did you see this? There's a thing going around now it's the top 10 Christmas movies.
I have not seen that, but I try to avoid those listicles because people always throw a bomb in there to mess with you and get clicks and engagement.
It wasn't even like directed at like go to our website. It was from Bleacher Report.
Okay.
I will find this. Give me a second. It's just going to take a sec. Here it is. Kevin and I were both called heretics. All right, here's the top 10 from Barstool Sports.
Okay.
And this is not a link to a website. This is just they posted this on Twitter. Number 10, Bad Santa. Number 9, Home Alone 2. Number 8, Miracle on 34th Street. It looks like the remake just from the picture there. Number 7, A Christmas Story. Yeah. Which is why Kevin and I were called heretics, is because we were like, that movie sucks.
I mean, very few Christmas movies are good movies, but most of them embody a spirit that you're trying to get while watching it. And,
sure.
And Christmas Story nails that. There's like some nostalgia in it. So I don't think it's a good movie. I understand why it's on the list. It has a place there.
Here's the controversial one, though, is number 6. Keep in mind that number 9 was Home Alone 2. Yes. Number 6 is Home Alone 3.
I've been on this show twice, and we discussed this last time. There's only 2 Home Alone movies, and the only...
We did talk about this last time, didn't we?
Yeah, it just follows me everywhere I go. The only good one is the first one. The second one, and I know this too, it's so funny because we watched both of them last night. So we watched Home Alone 1 and 2 last night. The first one is great. The second one is the exact same movie with different locations. Like, they just took the script and then did a find
Which is
and
funny
replace.
because we were literally talking about this Monday night about, you were like, I need to watch Home Alone. And I'm like, I just watched it this morning.
Yep.
And you went home and watched it. That's great.
Tis the season. But to put Home Alone 2, I don't even think it deserves to be on this list because apart from Tim Curry, it's garbage. And to put Home Alone 3 at number 6, it doesn't even have Macaulay Culkin. The only people that have nostalgia for it are people who had to watch it on TV instead of renting the other ones. It's not a good movie. It shouldn't be on here, and it certainly shouldn't be above Bad Santa. Like, that is ridiculous.
Number 5 is Elf.
Yeah, that should be there. I mean, that's a great flag.
So I owned Elf for like the longest time, but I hadn't seen it. And then Karina was like, oh, that's my favorite Christmas movie. So I went out of my way to, like, I didn't go out of my way because I owned it, but I actually like sat down and I watched it. It's actually a great movie.
It's really, really good. There's a lot of scenes that are iconic for the right reasons. It's quotable. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. It nails what a Christmas movie should be, and it's a good movie in general. I would probably put that higher, but 5 is acceptable.
Okay. Number 4, Christmas Vacation.
Totally. Great.
Absolutely.
Great. Hilarious movie.
Number 4, Fred Claus.
Never seen it.
Neither have I.
Don't care to.
Number 2, Home Alone.
Yeah, that's where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And number 1, It's a Wonderful Life.
That's one of those ones. Like, I mean, I get it. It's one of those ones like Casablanca or what the fuck is that movie? God damn it. With Rosebud with the sled.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, exactly. Where like it was groundbreaking, and I do like It's a Wonderful Life because it's extremely depressing throughout all of it. So it's kind of subversive in that way for a Christmas movie, but I think that's more in the line of a classic than like a great movie. You know, if you're going to differentiate it that way.
So the thing about It's a Wonderful Life, I've never seen it. And I don't want to get too into it now because it is what I sent to this writer to ask him if he could do like 5 minutes worth of material for me on. But the reason anybody has seen It's a Wonderful Life is because the copyright expired on it, and networks were like, "Ooh, cheap content," and just started showing it nonstop around the holidays. And now people have that nostalgia for it. And we talk a lot about nostalgia on this show, and we've been talking about this for years on this show about the power of nostalgia. Because like, I don't like Jurassic Park. I didn't see it when I was a kid. I saw it when I was in my 30s. I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. And like, same with A Christmas Story. I get the nostalgia factor. I get a lot of people grew up with that movie. I saw it in my 30s, and I'm just like, man, what a racist piece of shit this movie is.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen it in a while because I don't remember any overt racism in it. I do remember it was supposed to be like a family in the 50s.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be not the greatest representation of them. Like, it was kind of supposed to be, this dad is an asshole, these people are ridiculous, you know. Oh, wow, god damn it. Laura's asking about Home Alone 5. I've never seen it, and I don't need to because there's only 2 Home Alone movies.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know, man.
They just did a remake. It's supposedly not bad. I haven't watched it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I have Home Alone 1 and 2. I don't need any other Home Alones.
Yeah. Although I did see that, I didn't even know they did that one, but I was Googling it last night, and I saw Ellie Kemper was in it, and she's pretty awesome. So that could be good, but I still say don't watch anything past Home Alone 2.
Questions from the comments section. Where's Jim Carrey's Grinch?
Jim Carrey's Grinch is forgettable is the wrong term. It's a fun, nostalgic movie. It's not good.
The only good thing that I think was like it launched Taylor Momsen's career, and now we have the Pretty Reckless.
Sorry, man, lost on me. I didn't pay that much attention.
She played Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, okay.
And then she was on like one of those like California shows or something like that. And then she was like, fuck acting, I'm starting a rock band.
Sweet.
And has released like 4 killer albums. Yeah. Pretty Reckless is fucking great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they just kind of like, their first album is just like, what fucking movie is that? Kick-Ass. You've seen Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass is great.
The song over the closing credits is by the Pretty Reckless.
Okay.
It's called Make Me Wanna Die. And I started hearing that song. I'm like, ooh, this is pretty good. And I looked it up, and it's like, oh, hey, here's the Pretty Reckless. Like, all right. So I went out, I got that album, and then I got their next one when it came out, and I've been getting their albums like basically day one ever since.
Nice.
I got to see them in Niagara Falls. I got free tickets to that and went with Brian, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, the Pretty Reckless. And Brian's just like, can they please shut up in between songs and just play the fucking songs? I'm like, dude.
Banter heavy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. I'm a huge fan of that. Only if they're like funny or interesting, but like I like it when there's another dimension to a show and people are actually, there's good banter.
Kirsten says, fun fact, they were going to come to Buffalo when they only had Light Me Up, but not enough bands were interested in jumping on the bill. They were starting to get some kind of like notoriety around that time. But like, yeah, I kind of really got into them like right before their second album came out. And like specifically like right after my divorce. And I'm just listening to that album, Light Me Up, and it's just like, holy shit, this is a great album. Like, this album is like making me feel a lot better right now, you know.
Nice.
And
Impacting.
they've really they've really grown since then. Like they have just this raw sound on that album, and as it goes along, it gets kind of like more bluesy, and kind of went back to that raw sound a little bit on the latest album, Death by Rock and Roll, which came out earlier this year, I think.
Man, I'll need to check them out. That sounds awesome.
Great band.
Hell yeah. Yeah, probably the best thing to come out of Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I don't really remember a lot of memorable Jim Carrey movies after The Grinch either, so, you know.
I remember trying to watch The Grinch and wasn't too impressed with that.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
it was better than the Michael Myers Cat in a Hat.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how anybody watched that movie. I got about 20 minutes into it and gave up. It was not good.
So I own it on DVD, but it is still in its original wrapping. And the only reason I bought it on DVD is because it came with like the classic like cartoon Dr. Seuss cartoons, so like the Lorax and the Cat in the Hat and the Grinch isn't on that. But like, you know, it's just like the classic fucking Dr. Seuss cartoons. It was like, I have to have this. It's got like all of these classics, like Horton Hears a Who and shit like that, you know, like
yeah.
So it's like, I don't give a fuck that it came with this, you know, piece of cat crap here, but like, you know,
this dog shit major studio production. Just give me those old like sloppily animated, you know, 30-minute shorts. You know, that's I think the thing that drives me the most nuts about the Grinch Jim Carrey movie is like the Dr. Seuss short is the perfect length. Like, you don't need any more characterization for the Grinch apart from the dude is miserable and is a misanthrope that doesn't want anything to do with all the people that are happy. And then he learns to get over that in a span of 30 minutes and everyone smiles. Like, we don't need these additional sequences of him messing with like major machinery and demonstrating why he hates people. It makes it like less relatable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That movie's a mess.
Yeah, I vaguely remember, like, I watched it once and it was like, nope, that just this time, that's it. And then Cat in the Hat 2, I saw it in theaters. And then I'm like, why did I see this movie?
Dude, imagine going
Instant regret.
all the way to a movie theater and paying like when that came out, it was probably still like $12-13, but to get in to watch that piece of dog shit, I'm sorry, man.
I call it cat crap because it's the Cat in the Hat, but yeah, no, it's that was just like, why did I like instant regret for paying for that movie?
Yeah, dude, that's a mess.
I've definitely made bad choices going to movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've made?
I mean, that one was probably number one, but like
gotta be up there.
But like Cloverfield was a bad thing to spend money on, to go to the movies to see.
Really?
Because nobody can hold a fucking camera steady in that movie.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Right.
I'm kind of prone to like motion sickness from, you know, movement on a screen that's supposed to be in like first person view. Like, that's why I can't play first person shooters. Crap in a hat part deuce. So I end up having to leave early, like towards the end of the movie. And spoiler alert, I guess, for a however like 10, 15-year-old movie, like the whole plot of the movie is they're trying to rescue their friends and get away from the monster. And then they, from what I hear, they all fucking die at the end of it anyway. So Joe has to spend money to watch it. Yeah. Joe doesn't watch movies. So that's, having gone to the movies for having made bad choices of going to the movies.
See, like, Cloverfield, I think, is an all right
Mortal
movie.
Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, whatever that was called. No, that was, I don't hate that movie, but like, and I own it on DVD and I've watched it like since then, but like, it didn't live up to the original. It didn't live up to the video games. So it was like,
They never do. Like, I've very rarely seen a good video game movie. I don't know if I actually ever have. I don't know. I'm not even like a snob. I'm just miserable. Like, I just don't like anything. So like if it's not as good as the game, or if it's not substantially better, I'm just gonna be like, this is terrible. Why did they even try this?
I was
Should've
sitting
left
at
it.
a movie I saw in the theaters and then didn't see for a while after that until I saw it on a block on TV called Movies That Don't Suck, was Street Fighter.
I've never seen that. That was
Street Fighter was in a block of movies called Movies That Don't Suck. And it's like, have they seen the movie? And I mean, it's the cheesiest fucking movie, but like, I remember it fondly because of so many just cheesy fucking lines in there. Like, like, Bison's the bad guy? You got paid? Like,
oh my God. It's like the voice acting in Resident Evil or something. Yeah, it's just terrible. Ugh.
Yeah.
Look at that. Laura's just like quadrupling down. There is only one good movie, Home Alone 5. It's not. No, I haven't even seen it. I can tell you it's not good. And there's certainly other good movies. You know what we watched the other day? We were hanging out with Natalie's niece and nephew, and they like have access to the kids' Netflix, and they wanted to watch Good Burger. Good Burger holds up so well.
It's a good movie, man. I watched that not too long ago.
It's really good. It's kind of funny because, like, at the time, I mean, that's another movie that's just extremely cheesy. Every joke is like a bad pun or like a misunderstanding where like Hell is too stupid to understand what's actually supposed to happen. But it, like, how fortuitous that we've entered into this meme culture where now people are widely spreading, bad puns and the same sort of easy misunderstandings. Like, Good Burger was basically before its time. You could come out with that movie today and it would slay. Like,
they did like a reunion with Keenan and Kel doing a Good Burger sketch on like the Tonight Show a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like Jimmy Fallon and Kel were like working at Good Burger, and they just had all these like, people come in the restaurant, and then like next thing you know, Keenan comes in and just everybody just goes nuts in the studio audience. Like, so yeah, it was, I mean, he wasn't playing, like reprising his role in the movie. He was one of the customers, but it was like,
but it's still like, yeah, nobody had seen him for, years. He was in the back end. He was like a producer or something instead of an actor. So that's pretty cool.
yeah. So yeah, that's something for you to look up later, I guess.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
But yeah, I have a Good Burger pin back here somewhere that I've been, like, I want to give it to Sid because she's like obsessed with Nickelodeon. So like, I want to give it to her at some point if I run into her. Just, I keep forgetting I have it. But you bring, I have that, and I actually have a Turbo Man pin.
Oh, sweet.
That I got in the same pack. It came with I got it with like a Nintendo 64 pin and a Mortal Kombat Dragon pin.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
and that N64 pin, that's the one I'd be after.
Yeah. But I just watched Jingle All the Way again this morning. I should have been sleeping. I'm like, hey, fuck it, Jingle All the Way is on Roku. I'm gonna watch Jingle All the Way.
I haven't seen, that's another one, dude. I haven't seen that in years. I think somebody said, like, how come that's not on this list? It's a good question. It's actually a pretty fun movie, but
I think that was like Kevin and I kind of both said, hey, Jingle All the Way should be on this list. And I think Scott agreed, like, put anything besides Home Alone 3, and Jingle All the Way would be a good replacement for Home Alone 3.
Yeah, you can pretty much slot anything into in there, and it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least move Home Alone 3 down to 10 and move Bad Santa up, because Bad Santa's great. Bad Santa is a frequently quoted movie in the Shambles household.
Now, that one I haven't seen.
Dude, it's great, man. It's Billy Bob Thornton. He's a misanthrope. He's just an asshole. He's there's this kid that's just so pathetic. It's a mean movie, but it's really funny. Like, it's really funny.
I think that's probably the most common thing people know about this show is I don't watch movies. So it's not a surprise if I haven't seen, Bad Santa or
dude.
It's a Wonderful Life.
I'd leave off A Wonderful Life, but definitely watch Bad Santa. It's worth it. It's really good. Very quotable.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've just in the last couple of years, I've kind of gotten roped into watching A Muppet Christmas Carol, which is not on here.
Muppet Christmas Carol's really good.
I don't understand why A Muppet Christmas Carol's not on here now that I think about it.
It's Laura's insistence. A good replacement for Home Alone 3 is Home Alone 5. Dude, it's not good. And it's just, you're making me laugh because, like, it's so funny how insistent you are on this. It's like one of those Family Guy jokes that just goes on too long. and then it becomes funny again. It's like, that's exactly what's happening here.
Kevin says lots of strong opinions on movies for someone who's only seen 5 of them. Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. That's the American way, you know?
I like Christmas movies, though. So, you know. All right, Laura's right. It's sound time. What do we got here? Oh, our friend, mutual friend of ours, Katie Alessandra.
Hey.
She just put out I have a whole thing somewhere over here. Somehow my browser went into full screen, and I'm missing my taskbar. So I can't see how to get to my Word and my notepad here. Oh, where the fuck did that go? There it is. It's over here for some reason. All right. Katie Alessandra has a new album called Corporate Reality, raw tracks. That's available now. And she is playing the All WNY Winter Warm-Up next Saturday on the 11th at Stamps, which is a great charity show we'll tell you about in a little bit. And this is one of the tracks from her new album, and it's called Blank Space on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
They pay the same debts that our brothers knew.
All right, I'm on the wrong screen here. Hold on. That's the button I wanted. Okay.
And we're back.
Yes, we are back. I had before the show, I was like right after I hit the button to start the intro, I was like, oh shit, I'm not broadcasting on all WNY, so I had to go to the other folder and look that up because I didn't do that last week, and it was like, oh hey, look, I don't have audio for this show.
Whoops.
For the to put out as the podcast, so I had to go and do like take it from the video.
I'll like cut it back in.
Yeah. So
That was a sweet tune, man.
trying to avoid doing that again. Yeah, no, she's a very talented artist.
Yeah, she's nuts, man. Her voice is just wild. Like I've heard Turkey Blaster play that song, and it's just interesting how different the delivery is. Like, cause she's belting it out with Turkey Blaster, and then like doing it with the mandolin, more soulful. She's just crazy, man. She's like crazy. I mean, like she's extraordinarily talented.
Oh yeah,
great
absolutely.
Songwriter.
Yeah, no, I think the first time I saw them was I think they were playing with you guys, your CD release or something like that.
Yeah, that show, man. That was God, it was like 2 years ago. It was right before COVID.
Up at Tudor, and I'm just sitting there like, how are they fitting this many people on stage? We have 4, and one of us is on the floor while singing. Like,
dude, same with us. Yeah, there's 3 of us, and we're like, yeah, there's not enough room up here. Nah, dude. They're a lot of fun. I'm going to Philly with them this weekend.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna go see Streetlight. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They are playing next weekend at Stamps. Well, she is anyway. Katie Alessandra, the Working Class Stiffs, possibly the Toy Box Brigade. I think there's a chance they might not be. And Voice of Dissent. And that show is collecting winter wear for West Side Food Not Bombs. That's at Stamps. 7 p.m. start, $5 donation, and 21 plus with ID. And donations of hats, mittens, or other winter wear will be accepted for food for West Side Food Not Bombs.
Hell yeah.
So
good stuff.
And the $5 at the door is a donation to West Side Food Not Bombs.
That's awesome, man. It's a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's coming up next weekend. We'll tell you more about that next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Laura, I'm not going to watch Home Alone 5 on Christmas Day. I want to have a nice Christmas Day. I don't want to watch this dog shit movie that you're trying to force on me.
I have no plans at all for Christmas. I'm just like, I'll probably be home.
Let me tell you, man, you can book up your entire Christmas Day with the negative space, just in every hour on your calendar, just not watching Home Alone 5. Not watching Home Alone 5. Still not watching Home Alone 5.
Yeah. So I'm actually, I'm not leaving the house for the next, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I got a trip coming up in 2 weeks from this Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Going to San Francisco.
Ah.
I was kind of trying to see if I could get my flight home for a little bit later than it is, because right now I think it's 10:50 p.m. And I was like, if I could get it just an hour later, I might be able to go to the second Metallica show too.
Oh man,
because I'm going to the first Metallica show Friday night, and then I'm going to the Niners game on Sunday, and the second Metallica show is Sunday night. So I'm like, maybe I can pull off going to both Metallica shows. But as it turns out, it would have been much easier to do had I actually bought the tickets when they went on sale, because they're going for $600 right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
hottest ticket in town.
Yeah, that's a lot. Hey, you get to see him on Friday. You're good.
Yeah. But then I'll be on Instagram Sunday night, fuck, this is what I missed.
You're sitting in the airport just waiting for your flight to board.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just eating a Auntie Anne's pretzel, a stale Auntie Anne's pretzel.
Won't even be I won't even see their post. I'll see my friends who are going to the show's post.
Right. So it's just more jealousy because it's that personal connection.
Damn, you guys, I should have fucking gone tonight too. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. You get to see him Friday. So you're going to stay at home, though? You're going to make sure that trip is not impeded by any form of...
trying my best to stay at home and not go anywhere, not do anything, just kind of avoid people as much as I can for the next couple of weeks.
Sounds like a vacation.
So I'm trying my best just to kind of hopefully, not put myself at risk. I might try and go get like a booster shot tomorrow.
You should. You definitely should.
I'm going to try and like walk into Rite Aid and be like, yo.
Yeah. I mean, they opened it up to everybody. And that's
Right.
the thing that drives me nuts about like when I got COVID, like while I had COVID, they opened up the booster to my demographic and then they opened it up to everybody. So like if I had gotten the booster, who knows? I might have still got COVID, but probably not. So yeah, if you can go get it, man, I don't know. I recommend it. COVID fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and go tomorrow, so that it's like at least 2 weeks before I go.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Yeah, man. You especially don't want to get it and then have to miss all that fun shit because then you're really going to be feeling like you're missing out.
Yeah.
I had that experience because while I was down with COVID, we had tickets to go see Jeff Rosenstock at Mohawk Place, and I'd been looking forward to it for about, 5 months, and I got COVID and couldn't go. And I mean, Jeff Rosenstock is like top tier for me. Like, Bomb the Music Industry is much higher, but I still love Jeff, and I couldn't go. And then I just see posts of, oh, look, amateur hockey clubs at Jeff Rosenstock. Oh, look, there's Lenny from Turkey Blaster. They're at Jeff Rosenstock hanging out with Natalie and Joey and Ethan. I can't go. Sitting at home playing Xbox.
Yeah. Those you were playing a lot of video games over the course of those couple of days.
I took advantage of
couple
Xbox
of weeks.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
I blew through my backlog.
You're playing like Super Nintendo and shit too, yeah?
Yeah, dude, I've got the SNES Mini, and
Okay.
I hooked it up, and I'd never played Super Mario RPG, but I love like Paper Mario, so I finally played through Super Mario RPG. Good game. I wouldn't say I'd say it's tainted by nostalgia. In a modern lens, it's not fantastic, but it was fun. I played Undertale for the first time. Undertale is one of the greatest video games I have ever personally played. If anybody likes RPGs, I recommend that game. Hard. It was awesome.
You're like forced quarantining playing video games, and I'm like just sitting here playing video games because that's what I do with my life now.
Just voluntarily playing 7,000 hours of NHL 3s.
Pretty much. I mean, on Series S, it kind of takes that long to get into a game. So
yeah, those long loading screens on the rooms or long wait for a matchup.
Just long waits for a matchup, I think. I think it's just like people haven't upgraded yet, or people haven't bought the game for the new console yet, or I don't know what the deal is, but it's just, especially like trying to play ones. Like I don't know that I've played like round 2 in ones, because like it takes so long to get into round 1, and then you're sitting there waiting for round 2, and it's like can't find you an opponent. Like, great.
Drive me nuts. It's because nobody can buy the freaking Xbox. Like I was talking, Joey's messaging in the thread. He's like, oh, you didn't miss much at Rosenstock. Yeah, them's fighting words, buddy. We want to open for him someday. But nah, man, like Joey was telling me, get on this Twitter account because he bought the new Xbox. I see you have yours here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, follow this alert thing and it'll, tell you when one becomes available. And, I turned the alerts up, but I have not received one that will tell me I can buy it. But like nobody can buy the damn thing, so it's going to be hard to get in a match.
I just kind of
thanks, Joey. Just trying to make you feel better. Yeah, yeah.
I just kind of tried to, I got the idea in my head that I wanted one, so I was like, all right, where can I get one? And I saw like people were like just randomly finding them at Walmart, so I just went to a random Walmart and I'm like, let me look at the electronics section. Nope, they don't have it. And then a couple of days later, I'm just sitting here like, let me look on Best Buy's app. And they're like, oh, we've got them in stock in Hamburg. Like, perfect.
Shit.
So it's just like, let me buy this now, and I'll just pick it up in the morning.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I'm inevitably going to need to end up doing because it's going to be a long time before they're, on the shelves.
Yeah. I mean, the S comes back into stock like a lot more frequently than like the X.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a huge like Xbox disc library, you want the X.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize just how much I have still in like actual disc games until I was like sitting here like, oh, I want to play Mortal Kombat. Oh, I don't have Mortal Kombat 11 digital. So
Right, and I have a huge disc collection of both Xbox One and 360 games because I was never one of those guys that like traded my games in for like pennies on the dollar to
Same.
buy the next one. I just hung on to them, and like, you know, I think in my head that I want to go back and replay games, and then I never do. They just sit there. But like, I want the Series X because I think in my head I'm gonna stick Stardew Valley in there and go farming again. When really I'm not. I'm just gonna download Forza Horizon 5 on Game Pass, and that'll be the end of it. So like, wait, let me look at this. So, okay, Stiggs is saying it took him a year to get a PS5. Yeah, man, that's like Ethan's roommate had the exact same thing happen. It didn't take him a year, but it was like a good couple months of him just constantly trying to buy one. And yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to get either of them. Joey says get the X. Yeah. Buy the 360. No thanks, Laura. I have one.
yeah, I've got one of those. I've still got my Xbox One, so it's not like I can't play these disc games, but it's like this, you know, Mortal Kombat 11 is enhanced for Series S and X, and I'm like, I have to fucking rebuy the game, and I got it on like fucking Black Friday, so it was like, I think I paid like $20 for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, you know, I'll pay the extra $20 just so I can play it in 4K and
yeah, exactly.
You know.
Well, that's the other thing is like all those games that they're saying like optimized for Series X, like what they're starting to do is they're only optimized for that. And even like I played this game Moonglow Bay, like it's like it's a fishing RPG. It's like Stardew Valley, except you fish the whole time. It was very simple. It was like voxel graphics like Minecraft. It should not have been intensive on the processor of the Xbox One, and it barely ran. So it's like, I'm going to need to upgrade. Otherwise, I'm just going to be playing choppy bullshit.
Stig says the Switch is also awesome.
Got my Switch.
Me too.
Yep. I don't know how many hours I've sunk into Animal Crossing, but
I'll say I haven't played Animal Crossing yet today. I'll get to it.
Dude, Joey's saying Papers. Dude, Joey and Ethan just trashed me because I play these weird indie games. You ever heard of Papers, Please?
No.
God, it came out like 10 years ago. It's this like, the idea is you are a like customs agent at the border of a fictional but like largely resembling like Russia or Ukrainian country, and people try to cross the border and they hand their papers to you, and you need to review the papers for inconsistencies against either what the like to see if they're fake. You have like a regular, you know, passport, and you need to, it's like Carmen Sandiego, and you need to determine whether to let them in or keep them out of the country. And that's the whole game. It's not a good game, but depending on what you do, there are widespread repercussions where like you will keep a diplomat out of the country and a war will end up happening, or like you won't let, or like you'll let like a mother over but not her kid. It's a very deep, strange game.
This just sounds like you were sitting there like, you know what I miss? Work.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's like, it's one of those things like the reviews for it were all like, it's a great example of video games as art, but it wasn't any fun to play. Like it was just a terribly unfun game, but it was very interesting. But yeah, it's Joey's just trashing me. Papers, please. Because I told them I was playing that, and they're like, what the fuck is the matter with you? And they have a point. Why the fuck would anyone play that?
Yeah, like I said, it just sounds like you were like, you know, I feel like working without getting paid.
Yes, exactly.
Let me play this video game.
A lot of the games I play are like that. Dude, Stardew Valley, it's basically Harvest Moon. You just farm, and then you put them in the bin, and then it shows you, here's the money you earned during the day. That's it. That's fucking it. And I'm obsessed.
Stiggs was on the show a few months back, and he was wearing a Jolly Red t-shirt from Animal Crossing.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I understand that shirt.
Dude, Animal Crossing is the exact same thing. There is no reason to play that game other than you just want to vibe with the music and look at a cute animal. And there's something to be said for that, but like,
sure,
it's not a good game. You know, it's just like, it just sucks you in and you can't stop.
My buddy had the original, like the first Animal Crossing that came out on like the GameCube, and I'm just like, you know, watching him play it, I'm like, this looks kind of fun. So I got like, when I had my Wii, I found one of the Animal Crossing games for like dirt cheap and bought it, and then my kid got really into playing it.
Okay.
Which was great because she wasn't playing Minecraft at the time. But she got into it, and then I kind of like when like I got my Switch, I was like, I gotta get Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And so I got into it. I've caught all the fish. I've caught all the bugs. I've got all the fossils now. I'm trying to get all the art, and then I'm just like, what do I do after this?
You just wait for that next big update, man.
The last update was the last big update, so
Oh, it's over.
yeah, I guess I'm just waiting for the sequel now.
Yeah, the dream is dead.
Waiting for the next installment.
Play Stardew Valley. Oh, dude, yeah, Kirsten's pissed. You get to interact with the town. Take back what you said about I'm not bemoaning the game. I'm just saying that it definitely doesn't captivate everybody. I loved it. I bet you married Abigail. I always picked Leah.
Talking about Rob and his Jolly Red shirt, and he goes, seems legit. Unlike some of the artwork you buy from Red.
Yeah, dude, jeez. Wait for an entire week until that boat shows up, and then like it's like Papers, Please, and then compare the artwork to see which pieces are missing before you buy it, and then donate it to the museum when it arrives in your box the next day. That's not a game. I'm obsessed with it, but that is not a game. It's like.
So with the latest update, you can now go to Harv's Island, and you can have they have like a co-op there. So like Red's there, and like Leaf is there, and like everybody who comes to your island to sell shit, other than like Flick and CJ, are there. So it's like you can go and buy something from Red like every day. So but it's like the art only changes like once a week that he has available on Harv's Island. So it's like, unless you buy something, and if you buy something, then he's got new art the next day. And it's like, fuck, both of these are fake, or I already have the one of these that's real. I got to buy one of these so that he gets more art tomorrow. And then I just end up throwing it in my recycle bin on the fucking island.
Yep. That ended up happening to me on the 3DS one. Like, I played the shit out of it, and I needed one more painting from Red, and, the ones that come up are not the ones you need. It's annoying. But, whatever.
Doesn't cost miles to go there. Not to Harv's Island. That one's free. I think.
I've got so many miles in that game. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I never used them.
I don't pay. I got like 300,000 miles, so I'm just like...
I mean, it's a great game. I don't know why I'm trashing it, but it is just funny. Like, it shouldn't be as fun as it is. It's not really that complicated. There's nothing to it. It's just a vibe. Like, I just put on a podcast and then I run around and catch fish.
Like
I'm 32. Like, what am I doing,
dude? I'm 40. What do you? There's like a website that has like a rank of all the fucking villagers you can get, and all of mine are in the top 100. So I like have no reason to like go to the mysterious islands or anything like that, because I'm not like looking for like anytime any of my villagers is like, I want to leave, I'm like, fuck you, you're not leaving.
Yeah, dude.
So,
phone's going on.
The only time villagers like leave my island now is if like I get somebody at my campsite and then it's like, oh, this person's higher ranked. This villager is higher ranked than that one. I need to get this one to come to my island now. But yeah, Animal Crossing was a game. It was made by a game developer that moved to the city for work and missed the feeling of community and home. He decided to try and capture that in a game, and here we are.
That's almost like sadder. That's like the entire community of Animal Crossing and like the entire fan base is longing for something that has been long lost in our modern society. Everyone is depressed and they're trying to escape with these cute animals, but it's not real. Like, it's wonderful, but I don't know. It's a great game, but it just is bizarre to me that it works.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It works. I play it every day. And just go and like shake all the trees at least, like hit the Nook stop so I get the 300 miles or whatever the fuck,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't find Animal Crossing finds you. Yeah, that's how it happens.
It's a way of life, man.
That's how I got it. It found me. My buddy had it. He was playing it, and I'm just watching him like, hey, this looks fun. Back then, though, like that GameCube version, like you could play, like you could get like a game console and play like vintage Nintendo games and shit on it.
Right, that's what I remember is like, because my parents got me a GameCube when I was in like 10th grade or something. But I remember I got Animal Crossing. It came with the memory card that had NES consoles on it, and then you could find more of them, and you could play like Excite Bike and shit, which were
right.
My old man had an NES when I was growing up, so I'd already played those games, and it was cool to be able to play them again. So I got to do. Got to do that. My mom is not in the chat, but she's texting me. So hi Mom.
Your mom's watching. Your mom's watching the show now.
She's watching. Yeah. Hi, Mom.
My mom watched the first segment. Your mom's watching the second segment.
She says Joe is your brother from another mother. LOL.
It's probably why we get along and do all these projects together now. So
Hey, there we go, man.
you,
Rock and roll.
you've been filling in for the Living Braindead, and we've been saying that you're in the band until you don't want to be anymore. So
Hell
which
yeah,
is
man.
which is exactly how it was with Brian. Because Brian was like, we invited him to just kind of jam with us, just to have a bass player while we jammed, and until we found a bass player, and he was just like, hey, that was fun. And so we never actually like looked for a bass player until like he got hurt, and then I was already talking to you about it. And
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like I was always saying, man. I know it's bad circumstances, but it's fun to be jamming with you guys. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely Kirsten says hi to your mom. Yeah, no, it's been great having you at practice and jamming with you and riding up to practice with you and back, and
Yeah, dude. It's been some good drives. A
getting
lot of good music, a lot of good discussions, a lot of me losing my mind over social media.
a lot of bad Sabres games.
A lot of bad Sabres games. Holy shit. I love the Sabres, but I don't know.
We took our
It's looking
drummer.
bad.
We took our drummer and his buddy, who are Tampa Bay fans, to see the Sabres play the Lightning. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna get fucking blown out. This is gonna suck. And then we ended up beating them. What was like 5-2,
It was 5-2,
something like that.
and it wasn't close. Like it wasn't even an empty netter. It was like a clean, like natural 5-2.
Yeah,
It was great. And then we had so much hope because they were like 5-1-1 at that point or something. But I remember driving you home and we're talking. And I'm like, I've seen this story too many times. Like I'm still not optimistic. And look where we are.
here
now.
we are now. Yeah, it's kind of like I can have one team doing well and that's it. So like the Niners are starting to do well, so the Sabres got to suck now. So
Yeah, the Bills are doing. If we're going by those metrics, the Bills are doing pretty well. So the Sabres suck, but I watched the Mets and they just picked up Scherzer. So now the Mets are going to be good and the Bills are going to blow it, which I hope they don't.
I was looking at the the current playoff picture for the NFL right now. The Bills would be 6th seed in the AFC, and the Niners would be 6th seed in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking at the matchups, and it's like, if the playoffs started right now, the Niners would play the Bucks, and I'm just like, no, thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of a mess this year. Everyone's real clustered up together. It's a very interesting season of football, but I would prefer that the Bills be sitting, like 13-3 again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to your team there. They won on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they won
against a high school team, effectively.
pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they didn't show up to play in a couple games.
Yeah. I don't know, because like you guys lost to Jacksonville, and I'm watching the Jaguars play the Niners, and it's just like I completely forgot the Jags had a guy named Josh Allen until they cut to a game break to show a highlight of the Bills' Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, what happened to that dude? He made like one play the entire game. And it's like, okay, well.
He obliterated the Bills' O-line. It was like freaking Swiss cheese. He had, an interception, a forced fumble, and a sack on Josh Allen. So, I don't know. It was wild. But the offense just didn't show up to play. That's all it was. Like, they needed one touchdown, and they would have won that game, and they didn't get it.
To be fair, the Niners are like almost strictly a running team, so that takes away a lot of that threat. So, but it is Jimmy G, so he's bound to throw an interception at some point during the game.
Jimmy G, man. I remember when he first got signed and he went 5-0, and then he got hurt, and everyone was like waiting for him to come back, and I was like, dude, there's no way this dude is going to be that quarterback for his whole career. He's a very good quarterback, but he's not that 5-0 guy.
The news comes out on Sunday that the Niners are like, yeah, we're trading him at the end of the season, and Trey Lance is going to be our guy.
Really?
Yeah.
They said that ahead of the Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. From a negotiation standpoint, doesn't that just kind of shoot yourself in the foot? Like, who are you going to trade him to get the highest value if they know you want to trade him? You know?
I don't get. I mean, like, he's very injury prone, but he's he's not a great passer. But like, who needs to be a great passer when you've got this running game that the Niners have? He's great at play fakes. like
the EJ Manuel.
Yeah, he's great at tricking the other team into thinking he's passing when he's clearly just going to hand it to Debo or whoever's running the ball,
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's plenty of teams that would like to have him, which is why I think it's weird that you just announced, yes, we're going to trade him. Like, now everybody knows you want to get rid of him, so maybe you'd trade him for, like a backup QB and, like, a fourth or something, and now you're going to trade him just for that backup QB. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I want to talk more about Trey Lance in a minute, but right now we're going to get into some music. My friends at the Helm are releasing a new LP next weekend, next Friday, December 10th at the Cave, 71 Military Road, with Tina Marie Williams opening. And this is from that new EP. This song is called Radioactive on all WNY Think So Joe Show.
Tactical nuke incoming! Come on, let's take a trip. We'll leave our lives at the door. Come on, let's drop all the shit and go to Bikini Atoll. There are fires burning right 1,000 feet from shore. With a little help, we can find calm in the storm we go. Come on, let's let it rip. We'll drink till we get no more. We'll make it bohemian and go to Bikini Atoll. There are fires burning right 1,000 feet from shore. With a little help, we can find calm in the storm we go. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. There are fires burning right 1,000 feet from shore. With a little help, we can find calm in the storm we go. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. We are all radioactive. Come on, let's take a trip. We'll leave our lives at the door. Come on, let's go get nuked and go to Bikini Atoll. There are fires burning right 1,000 feet from shore. With a little help, we can find calm in the storm we go. We are all radioactive. 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 We are all radioactive.
At the Helm on all WNY Think So Joe Show. That song called Radioactive off the new LP Something Beautiful, releasing next Friday. Go see him at the Cave, 71 Military Road.
Yeah, that was sweet. I've never heard them before. That was awesome.
Yeah, they're a fantastic band, and I've been friends with 3/5 of them for quite a while now. So it was weird seeing them at Music is Art because like they didn't have their regular bass player; they had like somebody just filling in. So it's like, yeah, well, I get to see Gus and I get to see Rob, but Mario's not here. Like, but
yeah, man, those fill-in bass players. Bunch of dorks.
Anyway, so we were talking about football contracts and stuff before. I was on Cameo the other day because I got an email. It was like, "Oh, check out these Cyber Monday deals on Cameo," and I'm really just waiting for Bob Saget to go on sale.
To buy one for Radical Operations.
Yes, absolutely. just pay Bob Saget to say Radical Operations or Steve Kelly.
You got to get him to say Bob Saget.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so I'm scrolling through and I saw somebody who recently played for the 49ers was on there for like, $150 or something like that. So like, I wonder who else from the 49ers is on here. And there's this whole list of like former and current 49ers, like Deebo Samuel's on there. And, like Joe Montana is on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Joe Montana costs $699, and rightfully so. He is the greatest of all time. Don't give me your Tom Brady bullshit. Joe Montana didn't have fucking controversy following him everywhere he went when he won these championships that he has. Joe Montana, the greatest. What's up?
I'm just messing with you. I was like, still debatable.
Joe Montana, the greatest of all time, $699. Trey Lance is on there. You know how much Trey Lance is charging for a fucking cameo?
No idea.
$1,500.
Nope.
I'm like, dude, you haven't done shit in the NFL. You want $1,500? You want $800 more than Joe fucking Montana wants?
Yeah, dude, that's unreasonable. Although he does only need to sell half as many.
Right.
Sorry, that's a stupid old joke. Yeah, no, I mean, that's ridiculous. This is an unrealistic expectation.
I like Trey. I hope he does well, and I hope he succeeds, and especially because he plays for my team, and they traded up to get him. But, like, dude, $1,500 for a fucking cameo, you're out of your fucking mind.
Can you imagine if they announce ahead of time that they're trading Garoppolo so they get a lower return from him, and then they call him up, and then he just sucks ass? So not only is he bad, you don't have a quarterback, and he was charging $1,500 on cameo and ended up being terrible.
I mean, that's the thing. He started one game this season because Jimmy was out, and it's just like, he lost? Like,
hey, that happens. Josh Allen lost his first game.
You were 0-1 in the NFL. You've had some, you got some good plays early in the season when they were actually letting you play. But like $1,500, dude, seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
it's unrealistic.
Get out of here. I can get Joe Montana for half the fucking price. Like, less than half the price. Like,
yeah. Just get Joe Montana twice. That's still better.
Yeah. Still have still have enough money left to fucking, get like, Deebo Samuel or something,
Yeah. They get paid enough.
Yeah.
Don't do cameo.
I like cameo as like a gift giving thing. Like,
yeah, it's a fun concept. Like, especially if it's like Bob Saget for Rad Ops would be a great one.
Yeah,
but
I think that's the first time I've ever actually said that publicly. So is Rick Astley on there? He's not. Believe me, I've looked. He might be not. I haven't looked in a while, but believe me, I've looked.
Yeah, dude, you'd be doing one of those every week.
Yeah. Well, we did. So I did for my mom last year. I did Butch Patrick, and I did this dude Jeff the Animal Guy, who's a local guy that my mom was like, oh, I go see Jeff the Animal Guy every year at my stepdad's company picnic or whatever, and they're not doing it this year because of the pandemic, so I'm not gonna get to see Jeff the Animal Guy. So I brought Jeff the Animal Guy to her. So like, and we did it.
Yeah, that's a great idea, yeah.
So, like, the way we did it, we video called my mom. Karina and I were just sitting here, and we video called my mom and had everything, like, just set up, programmed into the stream deck here, and just like, oh, we're not the only ones that want to wish you happy birthday, and then I play a, 10-second video of my daughter going, happy birthday, Grandma Linda, and so it's like, okay, but, people outside the family want to say happy birthday to you, too. And I hit the button, and just Butch Patrick from the Munsters comes on. Hey, Linda, this is Butch Patrick. And my mom just, gives one of these, like, shocked reactions. And then I'm like, there's one more. And then it's Jeff the Animal Guy and, like, a lemur or some shit, like.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Like, that's what cameo is great for. I shouldn't be making fun of
but
it.
Like,
my first reaction is just to make fun of everything. But, like,
and then
it is awesome.
We did last year on the podcast. I surprised Karina for Christmas because the year before was the first episode we actually did like live stream video. We did it on Christmas, and we exchanged gifts, and I'm like, here's your present. You open this one first, and the first one was the 45 of Never Gonna Give You Up.
Yeah, nice.
And the second one was like a Glassjaw record, some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Because
also
she
awesome.
fucking loves Glassjaw.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but she loves Glassjaw. So I got her the Glassjaw record, and so we set it up last year where I was like, yeah, I kind of fucked up last year, didn't I? And I showed the clip. I'm like, man, I screwed up. That was the wrong gift. I tried to get you the gift of music, but apparently I got you the wrong gift of music. So this year, I got you. I got somebody else to give you the gift of music. Here's Elias from Nonpoint, and he cut to a cameo of him just like Corina, like.
Nice. So she lights the fuck up. She's got to be.
Oh,
stoked.
she was, she was mad because she was like crying. I ordered it a couple of days before, and I got it that morning. And she's in the shower, and I'm in the bedroom, and you know that they're like right next to the bedroom's right next to the bathroom.
Mm.
So I open up this cameo, and it's just he starts singing. And which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him to like actually sing to her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh shit, I gotta turn this volume down so she can't hear it. You know, so I can surprise her with it. And yeah, she had no idea it was coming. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I definitely, kept that clip of her. You know, it's just
Oh yeah, dude. It's a Kodak moment.
My mom wouldn't let me record video of her reacting to the presents I got her. She's like, you're not putting this on, you're not recording this, are you? I'm like, no, I guess not.
You're like, no.
No, I was like, no, you don't want it. It's cool, no problem. I won't record. I didn't record it. I really wish I did so I could go back and just see that reaction as soon as she sees Butch Patrick, like I'm like sending the information for the cameo and like trying to trying to resist the urge of like, dude, you were awesome in your cameo on The Simpsons.
Right, you're trying to give the work order, but yeah, trying not to just nerd out.
Yeah. But yeah, like, but the thing with Butch Patrick was he was just kind of like, oh, you're, I hear you have a birthday coming up. Not, I guess, not expecting me to give it to her on her birthday. You have a birthday coming up. He didn't tell me how old you're turning, but you have a birthday coming up. And
That's cool. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do a couple cameos. Who
yeah,
knows? Need to think
they're
of some good
fun.
ones.
Yeah, they're memorable gifts. It's nothing tangible. It's nothing useful, but it's people love that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like. So as soon as it's a good thing to try to get for some people. If you don't know, if you don't know what to buy them as far as a physical like gift,
Mm.
So like
Oh,
her,
yeah. Keep
like
in
like
mind. Yeah,
like I
never
think
know.
you and I were talking the other day about like Natalie doesn't know what to get you, Karina doesn't know what to get me, because we're just like, I want that, I'm gonna go buy it.
Right. Well, it's so like, I mean, I don't know. I used to be way better at giving gifts because I think I had a lot more time to like sit and think about that and be thoughtful to people. Now I'm like, I don't know, man. Just give me an Amazon list. I'll just get you something. What do you want? You want a golf club? Okay. You want a
Yeah,
Nintendo
right.
game? Okay. Like, as soon as I have to
God.
think and try to be thoughtful, my brain falls apart, which is actually a blight on me. I'm tripping over my words.
I mean,
But, whatever.
I mean, my daughter gets a gift card from me every year. Like, I don't know what the fuck to buy her, so it's just like, here, buy whatever the fuck you want. Here's a Visa gift card. Go spend this wherever you want. I don't care. I don't know what to get you. The thing,
Comes back from cowpoke, like both eyebrows, nose, middle lip.
I mean, at this point, I think I do have to worry about that because she's 17 and turning into me. But I really think she's gonna probably just take it and go to GameStop anyway. So
Nice.
I took her to the mall for her birthday. Like, okay, where do you want to go? She goes into Hot Topic. She goes into GameStop. Like, okay.
You been in Hot Topic recently?
With my kid in August, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, did you like look around and actually? It's really weird because it's exactly the same and completely
Yeah.
different at the same time.
I didn't really, because it was like, I looked at like some T-shirts and shit. I'm like, do I need another Metallica shirt?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they still have like like Metallica and Sublime T-shirts and all that My Chemical Romance shirts and stuff. But then like the amount of like meme content has just gone through the roof. Like when I was a kid, I remember they had like Foamy the Squirrel, and that was about it. But now it's like I don't know. I'm old. I'm not familiar with the meme culture, so Hot Topic is like scary to me now.
So I went and saw MC Lars with the Aquabats a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. This gigantic robot kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went and saw, which is weird because they didn't play that song.
Huh. That's who it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like MC Lars and MC Bat Commander on this song, but they didn't play the song. Like they did. Like I thought for sure that would be something that would happen on a tour like that, but I guess not.
What a letdown! They didn't play the song people wanted to hear. Sounds like a Shambles show.
I mean, I'm a big MC Lars fan, and I have been since the first time I saw him with Bowling for Soup years ago. Which I'm pretty sure they didn't do the song that he does with the dude from Bowling for Soup either. So, so I don't know why I was expecting him to do this gigantic robot kills. But MC Lars has a song called "Hot Topic Is Not Punk Rock," and
Truth.
I'm standing with my buddy Brandon, and somebody hands him. They have like the book from Beetlejuice as like a handbag, which is obviously a Hot Topic item.
Mm.
So Lars is like, I'll do, you hand me anything and I'll do a freestyle rap about it. And so Brandon like gets that up to him and he goes, he starts rapping about the book. And then he goes like, what did I tell you about shopping at Hot Topic or something, No, gatekeeping is not punk rock. She is correct.
She's totally correct. I shouldn't be making fun of Hot Topic either, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? That's why I just make fun of myself. I don't have anything intelligent to say.
I'll tell you what, man. Like I was kind of looking for like pants to wear for shows, and I stumbled upon Hot Topic's website because I'm like, maybe Hot Topic's got something cool.
Yeah.
And they had pants that I'm like, I would wear those on stage, but they didn't have my size. And I'm also losing weight, so I don't want to spend money on clothes.
Yeah.
Like I'm down, I was 204.6 today. I was 203.8 yesterday, which was the lowest so far. So
nice, man. Congrats. Yeah, I gotta get back on that. 10 days of COVID, just laying there playing Nintendo. I gained like 4 pounds. It was not good.
Jokes are cool. Jokes do not equal gatekeeping. I agree.
So that's like I mean, of course, gatekeeping is not cool. I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm partially making fun of I don't know.
Well, she's talking about MC. She's talking about MC Lars having the Hot Topic Is Not Punk Rock song. And Hot Topic responded to that like either that year or the year after. Like here's our wish list of whatever, and it's like or our New Year's resolutions or whatever. Like, and one of them was to punch MC Lars in the face. Is that punk rock enough for you?
That's pretty funny.
I go to this show and I hadn't seen MC Lars in like 14 years by that point. I've been like following him on social media. I've got I bought all his albums and everything. But I hadn't seen him in like 14 years because he plays Rochester all the time. He doesn't play Buffalo. And that's down to like, they play his music on radio in Rochester. They don't play it here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my sister went to see him there once.
Yeah. So he's walking. So we're outside waiting to get in. He walks by. I'm like, hey, it's MC Lars. And he turns around. He looks at me. He goes, you're cute. And I bought, he was selling a vinyl, so I bought the vinyl. I'm like, can I have you sign this and just keep it up here till the end of the show? He says, yeah, that's cool. He said, what's your name? It's like Joe. He writes, to Joe the Cutie.
That's awesome.
So I have this MC Lars vinyl signed to Joe the Cutie.
That rules, man.
Yeah.
To Joe the Cutie.
Yeah.
Well, he's very perceptive.
Yeah, so he was looking for like openers for his tour. Not the one that he's like currently on, but the previous tour. And Brian was like, "Oh, you should pick the Living Braindead." I'm like, "Yeah, you think their guitar player's cute?"
Oh man.
But yeah. Yeah, the pre-COVID shows. Back when, you didn't have to wear masks, you didn't have to get vaccinated. I mean, and everybody should wear masks and get vaccinated.
Yeah, dude.
Both.
Yeah, because I was vaccinated and somehow still got it. So I don't know, man. Mask up. That was the thing they did at the Jeff show. It was Jeff Rosenstock is like, you need to have a mask on unless you're, drinking. So that's cool because it's going to prevent people from getting COVID, dying.
Foo Fighters just, Foo Fighters just like, they announced a tour and then they were like, hold on, no, wait, we're not playing this venue because they won't adhere to our safety standards, which
man.
is like you have to wear a mask, like
Yeah,
everywhere, and it's an outdoor venue, so I get it.
But it's also like, yeah, I mean, you're
'Cause,
trying
like, when
to,
I'm in
you're trying to
San-
prove a point.
Because like when I'm
Yeah.
in San Francisco, like Chase Center, like you have to be vaccinated to do anything in San Francisco,
Mhm.
basically. But Chase Center's still requiring a mask. They're still requiring masks for indoor activities, including like concerts and shit at like the Chase Center.
Yeah.
Whereas Levi Stadium, it's outdoors, so they're like, you don't have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to be vaccinated, but you don't have to wear a mask. But I'm probably still going to at this point, just because, like, you know, I've seen it get you. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going through having to worry about having it again. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun, dude. It's weird. Like, it does feel like the flu, but then, like, you take 10 steps and you can barely breathe. It was strange.
right.
So, I don't know.
I obviously need to breathe for work.
Yeah, there you go.
So
I mean, most of us need to breathe to live.
I'm already taking three days off from work anyway. So I'm like, I don't want to take more time off if I get sick going to California. Like, I don't, you know, but their numbers are lower because they have safety measures in place and mandates. So, you know, you got all these people who are like, oh, fuck this mask. Like, there's a protest going on, like, right now about the mask mandates
Yeah.
in Erie County. Like, you guys get this is for your safety. Yes, this is not about a human rights issue. This is a public safety issue. There's a huge difference.
Yeah. I don't even know how to get into that because nobody really even articulates what their actual argument is. Everyone's just angry about everything and they're just shouting things. It's like illogical and nonsensical, so it's impossible to figure out what anyone's actually talking about.
You get these idiots. It's my body and my choice, but they're the same idiots who are like, abortion is wrong.
Co-opting expressions from parallel but also opposite ideologies. Very
Exactly.
interesting.
It's ridiculous. It's just like, no, that's not how this works. Abortion is a personal health issue. COVID is a public health issue. Like,
Yeah. Trying to make sure you're not dying, man. I
Like,
don't know what to tell you.
I
don't
mean,
know, man. It's complicated. It's a mess.
I mean, once I
All I'm
got,
saying is from my perspective, I got it. So do whatever you can to not get it because it fucking sucks, man.
Once
get the booster, wear the mask. Just be
once I
smart.
got the vaccine, it was just like anybody who's not getting this vaccine at this point, just let them fucking get it. And then you got it and you're fully vaxxed, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, maybe not. Let's, but you can still blame the anti-vaxxers for you getting it. You know? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Our theory is that I don't know what the actual CDC time frame is, but our theory is that it lasts. The vaccination after your second shot lasts about 6 months because I picked it up about 6.5 months after my full vaccination. So if I'd been able to get the booster, who knows what would have happened? But,
yeah, that's what they're saying is the booster 6 months. So
yeah. But like I said, on the plus side, I did get to play 10 straight days of Nintendo and Xbox. Risked my life, but
I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I'm playing video games just because this is what I do every day now. I did
my whole life, man.
I did take a little bit of a break because Stiggs like posted a Voltron figure that he had acquired,
Oh, cool.
and I'm just like, I got a Voltron. I got to show you this Voltron, and then I couldn't find the fucking Voltron. So like, oh man, all that's in here is like, there's a couple of Voltron things, but there's a shit ton of like Transformers G1 toys. And he's like, what G1 toys do you have? So I'm like, okay, hold on. So now I'm sitting here putting fucking, transforming Transformers, set them up on the desk and take pictures, send them to Stiggs. Like, this is what I got.
I'm very jealous of Stig's toy collection. Honestly, all three of the City Powered Radio guys have an awesome toy collection. I'm very jealous because Natalie is a minimalist and doesn't allow me to have action figures all over the place.
She would go nuts in Steve's house.
Well, yeah, they got that awesome arcade room, and then
Dude, there's just action figures everywhere in box on the walls. Like,
so jealous. It's awesome.
like, damn,
awesome.
dude. I'm like in there, like, we're just, looking at all the shit he's got on his walls, and that's just like conversation started like, hey, I used to have this,
Yeah,
But,
dude. I'm pretty sure my parents still have all my old stuff. I had the Micro Machines Ninja Turtles toys, and it was awesome. It was like a turtle shell that you opened, and there were mini Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
in
that's
it.
cool.
Yes.
I don't like, a lot of my shit has been lost in the course of, like, I was moving every 6 months at one point. But I still have all my Transformers and shit, well, most of them. And, you know, Stiggs is like, hey, if you're ever gonna sell any of those, I'm like, I don't think that's happening, dude. Like, I've had these my whole life. This is like, you know, like, they're sitting in a box in my basement, but this is a comfort thing at this point. Is just having them,
dude. Exactly.
Like, because I've had them since I was little, and like my grandfather would be like, okay, we're gonna go to the mall, we're gonna go to KB, you pick out whatever you want, and I'm gonna get you, I'll buy you a toy. So, you know, it was always the small. I never got Optimus Prime. You know,
dude,
because Optimus Prime was like $30 back then, which is like
right,
like 100 today, basically.
Yeah.
But I have Soundwave, which is cool.
Nice.
Because like it, you know, and that was the one I was like so proud to show off. Like, yeah, I got this one. You know.
Do you have any toys that you wanted to get back because you found out they were worth something later?
I have a lot of toys that I wish I never fucking played with when I was a kid because I found out they were worth something later.
Oh my god, yeah.
But Laura says, you kept those Transformers, but you trashed those wrestling figures. I did not. They are in a bin in the basement. They're actually kept in better condition than the Transformers are. They're in a storage bin. The Transformers are in a box that's fucking falling apart down there.
Oh, dude, put them in that bin, man.
I'm gonna have
worth
to.
Something someday.
Yeah.
I've got the complete set of Nintendo Power beanbag characters in my attic in a bag, and I don't know. Some of them are selling for like $250 on eBay, and I'm never gonna sell them. But like, I should put them in a bin as well. They're awesome.
I got this one Macho Man up on the top shelf here, and my ex like basically forced me to buy it. Like, no, you need to buy this. 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 And I'm like,
it's an investment in your future.
I'm like, I don't want to buy it. Like, it's because it was like $30 new, and I'm like, I don't want to pay $30 for a fucking action figure. And then I bought it, and I think it's going on eBay for a couple of $100 now. So
yeah, see, there you go. You know. Exactly, man.
But am I ever gonna part with it? Probably not.
No. But it's just that thought of like, oh, it's there. That's really interesting. It's an anecdote, you know.
If I desperately need the money, then yeah, maybe. But like, I ain't trying to get rid of this. You know, like it's part of the collection up there of macho men.
Nice, man. Yeah, I don't know. We most of my toys survived. We've got like all the Star Wars action figures and the Millennium Falcon and stuff. But like, I remember going to my grandparents' house. My uncles had the ripcord action Evel Knievel.
Nice.
That you would rip the thing
yeah.
through, and the doll was...
That's worth like a fortune now.
Exactly, and we were jumping them off of ramps into, over soup cans and stuff. They're all messed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Transformers are in a shit box, but they're in shit condition, too, because I played with them, like, nonstop when I was a kid. So, like, half of them were missing limbs and shit, like... I literally broke one as I was taking a picture to show it to Stiggs. Like, the arm just broke right the fuck off of it.
Yeah, look, I've got it. It's in great condition.
It was already not in great condition, but I mean, it,
Dude, I like Kirsten's comment here. When you have 10 siblings, nothing from your childhood survives. I mean, I have 2 siblings, and, like, our stuff survived, but a bunch of it's in pieces. Like, I had these awesome, like, Mario Kart ripcord things again, and, like, my brother, drummer from Turkey Blaster Omega, broke the arm off of the Yoshi, and, half my stuff's missing heads. So I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You basically had to hide stuff in your room before it got destroyed. It is what it is. I had the Naboo Starfighter that shot the beam out of it. That went down the heating duct. That was a good time.
I've got these, like, the Hasbro, like, WWF figures. I've got some of those that are in not terrible condition, but they're not in great condition either, to be like, ooh, if I want to sell this, I can make bank off of it. But I see, like, Brian and I were fans of a series that a couple of wrestlers were doing where they were going to toy stores and buying shit, and like the one dude collects all those Hasbro figures, and he's just like, oh, this is worth so much money in this condition. Like, it's worth thousands, like, fuck.
What was I thinking? Yeah.
Got a fitting revenge is in the chat, and they say I still have the Naboo Starfighter somewhere.
The Naboo Starfighter was awesome. That movie was not that good, but I don't know. I like the prequels. I shouldn't even say that. They're
My
just
first-
such an easy target, but I
My
like 'em.
first bass player in my first band, my first real band, bought like a Phantom Menace era Star Wars toy for his kid and was like, I'm going to keep it in the box and it's going to be worth a lot of money when she grows up. So even if she doesn't like Star Wars, she can sell it and make money. And then like a week later, he couldn't resist it. He took it out of the fucking box, was playing with it. Like, come on, dude.
I'm not talking about Home Alone 5. Yeah, there's a Calvin and Hobbes strip similar to that about like, well, it's not that same concept, but it's what I was thinking of about like buying 10 of the same comic book and then putting in a protective sleeve and hanging on to them because it's going to be worth a fortune someday. And it's like, how is it going to be worth a fortune if everybody has 10 of them? But
Right. We'll
that's
continue
where-
this conversation when we come back because
Yeah.
we got to get into music right now. Playing at Mohawk Place tonight at 8. So as soon as the show is over, head to Mohawk Place if you're in Buffalo here. It is Antidote, New York City hardcore legends, plus Muddle and Holdout, and this band, Pissing Match. We're going to play a couple of songs by them because they have short songs. These songs are called Endless Sea and Civilian Life on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
Nothing you do, nothing you say, nothing will make the monsters go away. We've got more guns than nature's got trees, killing us all like a fucking disease. We're too bear arms, freedom to kill. If the lone wolf don't get killed, the pig surely will. We've got more guns than nature's got trees, killing us all like a fucking disease. Why does your right to kill outweigh my right to live? The bullets form an endless sea. We may be dead, at least we're free. Free, free, free to die. Nothing you do, nothing you say, nothing will make the monsters go away. We got more guns than nature's got trees, killing us all like a fucking disease. I wonder what it's fucking like. A pretty house for your pretty wife. Got fearing children that stay in line. Neighborhood function, economic strife. Bullshit files and jumping lines. Plastic people under sunny skies. Civilian life. Civilian life, civilian life. Civilian life, civilian life. I wonder what it's fucking like to shine. I know you got secrets that would blow my mind. It's my best guess that you still hate your life.
That was Pissing Match on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
That was heavy.
Yeah, good shit, man.
I like Pissing Match. They're awesome. I've seen them once. They were crazy.
Yeah, we had them on the show. Good dudes.
Yeah, real good. And definitely fitting that they're playing with a New York City hardcore band because it fits that vein. Just super heavy, super fast, super angry. Love it.
So we were talking about collector's items and buying multiples of collector's items.
Yeah.
Before the show, I somewhat for a while was collecting kind of wrestling action figures and kind of
Okay.
stopped because I just didn't have the room for them anymore. So that's how like most of them ended up in a bin in the basement. I mean, there's still some up on display in here, but
You got to rotate them in and out like the Smithsonian.
I guess. I mean, for a while, like the only ones that I had up were the ones on the shelf behind me here. But I eventually, like when I built this shelf over here, I was like, oh, I can put some wrestling figures on here. I could get some of these out of the basement.
Yeah.
Get my Ultimate Warriors and my Demolition shit up there. Like, but like one of my favorite wrestlers is a dude named Edge. And they released
the guitarist from U2.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, they released this Ringside Collectibles exclusive action figure of him when he was WWE champion, and I'm like, I gotta buy 2 of these. One so I can take it out of the package, one so I can keep it in the package. And people are like, why would you buy 2? Like, just buy the one, take it out of the package. Like, no, it's just gonna be worth something. Like, no. Like, we don't, collectors don't give a shit about that. Like, since when?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we all take them out of the package. We all pose them. Like, we'll buy them loose. You don't got to worry about keeping it in a mint in box. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, that's the different degrees of it. Like, some people will definitely buy it loose, but there's a bunch of people that want it, like, they're buying that, breaking the seal, removing the packaging. I don't know. That's I would definitely be buying too if I was a collector, but I don't have the dedication to do that. I would have it open. Again, I'm 32. If I bought an action figure, I would open it immediately.
Fun fact, I didn't buy any. I bought 0.
Well, there you go. Well, that's real dedication.
Yeah.
Look at the self-restraint on you.
I guess. I don't know if I just didn't have the money or what. I mean, that was back before I was doing voiceovers and shit. So it was before I had like a real, a good job. So it was when I had a real job. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother's getting real into the collecting N64 games. So like, we'll, go to game stores when we're hanging out and he's pulling them out and he's looking at them, not with a magnifying glass, but effectively with that to make sure they have the correct screws in the back, that they aren't reproduction cartridges, stuff like that. But he's getting into that thing where like, I don't think he's buying them at full price, but if he can find a game in box, never opened, he's picking them up. Some of them are going for insane prices.
Oh, yeah.
Like hundreds of thousands of dollars for like N64 games, which is a very poor use of your money. Like,
I think maybe like 10 years ago or so, maybe a little less than that. Actually, probably a little more than that. I bought Super Mario Brothers 3 in box for like $90.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's cool. Like, I would pay that, honestly, because that's a cool thing. I wouldn't do that with the entire NES library, but, like, that's cool.
Yeah. And now I have no idea where the box is. I think I know where the cartridge is. But I bought it because I wanted to fucking play it.
Mario 3 is pretty good. Everyone argues it's the best one. I like the original Mario and Mario World, man.
Yeah, you and I had this conversation about Super Mario World because I was talking about, like, I started playing it on the Switch and never had, like, a Super Nintendo growing up. So, like, it was my first real, like, I've played it on emulators and shit, but this was, like, the first time I've really, like, sat down and played it and tried to beat it, like.
Yeah. I mean, Super Mario World holds up today. A lot of games don't. Like, I was playing Super Mario RPG. It's fine. It's a good game, but there's mechanics in it that are bad by today's standards. Mario World would be a perfect game if they released it today. It's fantastic.
It is a great game. And then after that I played like they released they did the upgrade to like Switch Online.
Oh yeah, the N64 one.
You pay the extra. And I'm looking at it like cuz I think it was like $50 and I'm like thinking like I'm not paying $50 a month for this, and then I realized it was $50 for the year. I'm like, "Oh, that's really fucking reasonable."
As long as they keep adding games like they're saying, it'll be reasonable.
And there's no reason to think they wouldn't because they've been adding Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo games.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, okay, like I bought the Super Mario 3D collection.
Yeah.
But I bought a physical copy of it. So like, if
Same
I want
here.
if I want to play it, then I got to take the Animal Crossing game out and put that one in. And then when I want to go back to play an Animal Crossing, I got to switch. It's like, fuck it. I could get the Nintendo Switch Online and just play Super Mario 64 digital.
Exactly.
And so I did that, and I beat that. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Now what?
Yeah, well, that's what they got to release some more, man. Like, I don't know, Nintendo just likes to trickle everything out, so they have a release they can promote every month. I guess it's smart, but it's annoying.
Yeah,
just release Diddy Kong Racing, which is better than Mario Kart 64 will ever be. But yeah, I don't know. Those games are so odd though, because like a lot of Super Nintendo games aged really gracefully. Like they look great still. A lot of a lot of N64 and PlayStation games look like absolute dog shit now. Like they look terrible.
They're very dated because you can see all the individual polygons that are making up the characters and the carts and all that shit.
Right.
As opposed to like nowadays the polygons are so fucking small.
Right. And they obviously weren't optimized for an HDMI, input as well. They were meant to be on what's that? Coax? No, coax is
coax.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know I can't be that hard on it, but they look really bad. Like Joey and Ethan, they're going to be pissed at me if they're still watching this. Been trying to get me to play Final Fantasy VII, and I never played it when it first came out. I got to say, I don't love it, and it looks really bad. It looks really bad. Those static backgrounds blown up to a TV that's greater than like 22 inches are rough to look at.
Yeah, I grabbed the PlayStation Classic, and I was like,
Oh, dude, that thing where they put a bunch of they had both the Japanese and American releases on it, so it wasn't optimized for American TVs, and like Pool Borders looks like shit. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I bought the PlayStation Classic. I played a couple of the games.
God,
Like
Laura.
I played like Jumping Flash, because I remember when I first got my first PlayStation, there was like a demo disc that had a demo of that game on it. And I was like, I never played like more than a few levels of this game. I need to play this. So I played that, and I played like another game that I'd never played before. And it's like, this thing was a waste of money.
Yeah.
I wound up like figuring out how to put more games on it. So it's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna play Tony Hawk 2 now.
Yeah, that's right. Because all the good games were, cross-licensed with a bunch of other developers, because Sony didn't really develop a bunch, and they also had like licensing issues with the music and stuff, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I don't know how they would ever get that on one of those mini consoles, because they have 20 bands they need to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, they licensed a bunch of the music that was in the first couple of games for the remake that just came out recently. Over the last year or so.
Good. Pew 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 had a song on there. We played with them like 2 years ago. It was really cool to see that on there.
I own that now for Xbox and Switch.
Bought it twice. Nice.
I played through it on Xbox, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this on Switch, so that way like I can just play on the go. And then I just sat here like for like 2 weeks straight playing it on, just sitting here on the TV, beat it again with everybody. Like,
yep.
Great. Now what? I've unlocked everything again.
I mean, there's something so cathartic about that game, though. That's another game that's like a vibe. Like, you just put a podcast on, or you just listen to the music and just play it over and over. Like, the amount of time I sunk into Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3 growing up, beating it as every skater, it probably could have been a bachelor's degree, if I had applied that time elsewhere.
Well, after I got through with Tony Hawk 1 and 2, the remake, I was like, I really want to play Tony Hawk 3 now. And so I grabbed it. So I got the emulated version for PlayStation, and I was playing that. I'm like, this isn't quite how I remember it.
Yeah.
Because I played it on PS2 or Xbox.
Yeah. The PS1 version basically overclocked the PlayStation to make it operate, and it sucked. That was the first one I played it on, and I thought it was bad too. Then I got PS2 for Christmas one year, changed my entire world. Boot up Tony Hawk 3, Ace of Spades.
So I bought a copy of the Xbox version, which is supposed to be backward compatible with Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So I pop it in, and I get to the title screen, and I can hear music, but it won't let me do anything else. I'm stuck. I can't do shit. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy it for the PC. So I found a PC copy on CD, because back then you couldn't just download a fucking game off the internet.
Mm.
So I bought it. I bought it on CD-ROM or whatever. And then I'm like, wait, I don't have a CD drive on this computer. So I end up buying a CD drive for this computer, just so I could play Tony Hawk 3.
This is a recurring trend with you, Joe. I've noticed you have a habit of buying a really cool piece of gear and then realizing it doesn't work with something else, and then the amount of like wires and cables and Frankensteining that you need to put together to make it operate. Like, you have a wonderful setup, but I'm noticing that this happens every time you buy something.
Yeah, I just got a 4K monitor in here because I got the Xbox Series S, so it made sense to have a 4K monitor. Plus, my previous monitor was 720p, and I was running a 1080p signal into it, so it looked like shit.
Mm.
So I get the 4K monitor, and then I just plug it in where I would I just hook it up the way that I had my old TV hooked up. Well, the problem with that is I'm still only sending a 1080p signal, because the way everything's routed is it goes through my capture card on my computer, which only passes through 1080p. So I could have all the 4K shit in the world, it just ain't going to go through the computer and out in 4K. So I'm like, fuck, I need to replace my fucking capture card so that I can have everything hooked up and not have to like swap wires if I want to, if and when I get back to streaming, playing video games on Twitch.
Yeah.
So literally, this came today. It's an HD Elgato HD 60S Plus, which I have an HD 60 and an HD 60 Pro, but they both output to 1080p.
I don't know. That's a lot of work, man. I would have just sent the first one back and bought something different.
No, you know what? Well, you know what's gonna work is now. So the way this is set up now is the camera runs through the HD60S, which is attached under the desk here, and then the consoles and everything go through the HD60 Pro, which is an internal card. So what I'm gonna end up doing is swapping so the camera goes through the internal card. That's because that doesn't need to export anywhere. And I'm going to swap out the HD60S for the S Plus, which has the 4K pass through, and then I will have the HD60. So if I want to shoot mobile, like if I need to stream anywhere else, I'll just have that with me so I can plug it into my laptop and just
This is just
run a camera out.
It's just a bunch of numbers to me, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude,
But-
I mean, your setup is great, though. And I like, so Laura's saying bring back ThinkSoJoE Gaming, which, I mean, that's a great idea. And she's also saying play Tony Hawk 5, which leads into that comment that I know she's making a reference to the Home Alone 5 bullshit that's been going on all day. But
I think she's actually telling you to play Tony Hawk 5, which is a very poorly rated game. I haven't played it.
See, you know, I forgot about that one. I completely that license grab that they tried to put out when it was expiring just so they could crank one more game out. Yeah, that game sucks. But the 5th one that came out was Underground, and Kirsten is saying Underground and American Wasteland are her favorite Tony Hawks. So I don't remember much about American Wasteland except that My Chemical Romance covered the Misfits Astro Zombies, and it was sweet. But Underground, I think, is the best Tony Hawk game by a long shot, and it has one of the best soundtracks. Like, that Assorted Jelly Beans song on there is unreal. That Bus Driver song is like what got me interested in hip hop. What the hell else is on there? Seed by Sublime, which is an odd pick. And I will also defend Sublime. I think they're awesome. They've become this meme thing that people pick on because bros like them. Sublime is a great band, and I will stand by that.
I have no problem with Sublime. They're not my favorite band, but
Oh, that's right. Social D was on there because it was Mommy's Little Monster, and that Alkaline Trio song Armageddon that we've been covering. Transplants, yep. California Babylon, dude. I don't know. So wait a minute. What's your favorite video game soundtrack? Like,
video game soundtrack.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's got to be Tony Hawk 2.
I mean, that's a hard one to beat, right? Like.
I mean, all the Tony Hawk games have fantastic soundtracks.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a Tony Hawk game. It's hard to narrow one down. I think it's either 2 or Underground. 2 is great. I mean, how do you beat Bad Religion, Lagwagon, Mill and Collin?
I was actually just having a conversation with Leland from Yellow Sauce today about the soundtrack for Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. It was like all Offspring and Pennywise, right?
Offspring and Bad Religion.
That's right. Pennywise was Top Skater. Okay.
Yeah, because he just bought a Bad Religion album, and I was like, yeah, the only one I have is the Gray Race, and
Laura's trolling here. Play Barbie Horse Racing Deluxe. I will.
But I was making the joke because I bought the Gray Race right after I bought the Offspring's Ixnay on the Hombre, because it's like now I have the full Crazy Taxi soundtrack on vinyl.
Hell yeah. Dude, Ixnay on the Hombre went like so under the radar when it came out. Like, nobody remembers that. They remember Smash and then Americana. Ixnay on the Hombre is an awesome album.
Oh, absolutely.
It really kicks. Like, it's really aggressive, too.
I've got, I actually have some video game soundtracks on vinyl. I've got the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 soundtrack.
Nice.
Which, the music in those games is, like, highly underrated, I think. Just, like, as soon as I saw that I could get that on vinyl, I'm like, where? How much? And then it was just a matter of like when, because they like release it every so often in different like different pressings, different like colors.
Yeah.
So like I saw one of my buddies, Drew from the Long Cold Dark, had it in like Reptile Green or Sub-Zero Blue or some shit like that. I'm like, where did you get that? And by the time I got there, it was like, oh look, it's sold out. I'm like, are you guys ever going to repress it again? They're like, yeah, we'll probably repress it again. So I got it on like translucent smoke vinyl.
Oh, that's cool.
And the same company, which is Enjoy the Ride Records, they released the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, like Turtles in Time. Like, I think it's like a bunch of the Turtle games
Okay.
soundtrack.
Yeah, because the NES one was Turtles 2, and it was the arcade game. The original Turtles was that hard one where you got to blow up the dam, and I had that game. Uncle Scott got me that. That game is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And then Turtles in Time has like Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Play Britney Dance Beat.
No, nope, not touching it.
I have Michael Jackson The Experience. I do.
You should get the Moonwalker the game soundtrack.
I mean, I might as well have the soundtrack to Moonwalker the movie because I do have Bad on vinyl. I also have Moonwalker on Blu-ray.
All right. Does that need to be in Blu-ray?
I don't think
Does
so.
it really increase the aspect
I mean,
ratio
I watched Home Alone in 4K the other day. Did that need to be in 4K? But I mean,
dude, I love that movie, but it's so funny listening to it. Like, I don't want to say it's slapped together. It's just like the production. Like when Kevin screams, he redlines the mic every single time. Like they never thought to have him back away and then increase the volume. Like it gets all distorted.
Yeah, was today's thumbnail is Michael Jackson's Thriller. It's inspired by that because I, for some reason, thought like today was going to be the 2nd of December and not the 1st. So I'm just like, what happened on December 2nd in music history? And then it was like, oh shit, that's not today. That's tomorrow. The Thriller video came out in 1983 on December 2nd.
Hey, you're a day early.
Yeah. Oh well.
No worries.
Yeah, it's all good.
Time isn't real.
I'm like, I put this effort into it. This is the thumbnail. It's going out.
I like it.
Yeah.
Looks good, man.
But yeah, I picked up some of the, a couple of video game soundtracks. But I definitely, if somebody put out the Tony Hawk 2 soundtrack,
I'd
be
get
like,
it.
yep.
I'd get it in a heartbeat.
It would never leave the turntable. It would be on there constantly. Like,
yeah, dude. It's basically just the greatest hits of all the punk songs I liked from the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's awesome.
And I think they continue to have great music throughout the Tony Hawk series.
Yeah, they did. I didn't really play Project 8 and Proving Ground all that much, but I remember there were some pretty cool tunes on there. But yeah, I remember like every game had really, really cool stuff in it.
I definitely really loved the soundtracks for 3 and for Underground, and I think Tony Hawk 4.
Yeah, Tony Hawk 4 had like Less Than Jake, like All My Best Friends Are Metalheads, and like oh man, what the hell was that Goldfinger song? I think it was Spokesman. It's a good tune.
Yeah,
yeah.
And one of them had like United States of Whatever, Liam Lynch.
So that was not in Tony Hawk's Underground, but it was used in the commercial.
Okay.
And I love that song. For a long time,
All right.
when me and Joey first started hanging out, that was a karaoke staple. That is a great tune. Not even just as a joke. That's an awesome song.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Liam Lynch is hilarious, man. Did you ever watch that TV show he did that all that stuff came from?
No.
The Syphil and Ollie show?
No.
Dude, it was this like low budget show that he basically did. It was almost like half improv on MTV, and he had 2 sock puppets, and they were basically just crass and stupid, and it was hilarious. It's all on YouTube. Highly recommended, highly quotable. You'll lose all your brain cells.
So I just the thought that I had lost earlier just came back to me, and that was about movies being upgraded to HD.
Oh, yeah.
And some movies that just it did not benefit at all.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard of Oz. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, really anything from those old cameras isn't gonna look that good, and it's already been done in Technicolor. You're basically just photocopying the same thing over and over.
It's just like Wizard of Oz. It's like, look, everything's plastic. Look, the yellow brick road is just painted on.
Yeah, I think we need a colorized HD version of the original 12 Angry Men. That's a movie that would really, really benefit. I'm being sarcastic. I have nothing good to say here. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. So what are you doing tonight?
Tonight, gonna watch wrestling and probably hook this shit up. I just got some speaker stands delivered like 5 minutes ago. So
all right.
That's
a productive evening.
Gonna kind of rearrange some shit and maybe try and get some of this cable management back under control here. Because I kind of undid everything to move the board to like this rack unit.
Just leave it, man. It's like the mother brain or whatever.
Which is like, it's so pointless to have this in the rack unit now because I put it in here because I had a rack unit cloud lifter that's now picking up my neighbor's radio station.
Whoa.
A lot of cool info about why 8-bit looks so bad now when it looked great ages ago. They use the properties of screens to really create good blends, and that's why
Yeah, because you play it on a CRT TV, and basically, yeah, the pixels were bigger, and it was also kind of blurry and like staticky and stuff, and it ended up looking a lot better. Like, we used to have one of those CRT TVs at my old apartment. We had the Super Nintendo and the Dreamcast hooked up to it, and the Sega Saturn, and it just looked way better. Then as soon as you plug it into an HDMI, it just looks like dog shit. And there's an input lag, which is a pain in the ass. Also, I like Laura's comment, play aggressive inline, sell out with me, oh yeah. Like, aggressive inline was awesome. Like, I think it was Z-Axis. They were making really good games with awesome soundtracks, and they were the only extreme sports games that really stood up against Tony Hawk. I have hours and hours sunk into that game. Well, it had that freaking Hoobastank song in it, which was kind of a bummer.
All right, we're just about out of time here. So we're gonna play this last song and get out of here. This is a band called Inertia. They're playing Saturday at Electric Avenue, right next door to Mohawk Place, with Sulico and Murder Van. That show starts at 8:30 p.m. And this song is called Detention on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. I'll see you next week. Any second now the music will start. There it is.
Our bodies are prisons for ourselves. Our skin and blood, the iron bars of confinement. But fear not. All flesh decays. Death turns all to ash. And thus, death frees every soul.